Hello friends, Stacy Infinson here with your Tarport market update. The question of the day is, if there's an undersupply of listings, why are sellers dropping prices? It's a curious topic for me, so we're going to dig in and see if we can find some answers out there. One of the things we'll start off with is the favorable demographic conditions that we've got. Here's our population graph that shows the growth of the Raleigh-Cary MSA. I mean, this has been essentially a moonshot since 2007. So people that move in here need shelter, and shelter is either provided by the rental market or the buy-owner market. July months of housing supply. So we talked about this before. We've just been in undersupplied territory, it seems like forever. July was the 10th consecutive month where we had an undersupply of housing. So that's certainly not indicative of a market where you'd have to drop prices. But here's what kind of got me. This graph here is the percentage of July end of month listings with at least one price drop from original. So you see our 40% in July of 2024 is pretty much in line with where we were in 2018 and 2019. But look at the significant increase from 2021, 2022, and 2023. And essentially, over these past 3 years, the supplies have, or past 4 years, the supply has not drifted out of undersupply territory. So that's what really piqued my curiosity in terms of why is this metric going up. So let's see if we got some explanations for it. Well, here's another one that was kind of curious. The red line is the number of expired. The blue line is the number of withdrawn. I don't really pay too much to withdrawn listings because that could be for any reason. But expired listings are essentially you missed on price. And that's really the metric that I emphasize most. 78% increase comparing July of this year with July of last year. And once again, this metric, big upward trend since 2021. So, expired listings is really, in my opinion, just the listing agent and the seller not getting the list price right in terms of not being able to analyze market conditions. So here we go. What do we need to know about market conditions? And as I've spoken to many times in this, new construction is the elephant in the room in our market. Those of you listening to this from out of state may come from markets where new construction has a minimal presence. It is impactful on pretty much every valuation within the triangle area. And so what I've done here is this is the market share. This is end of month listings. The blue is the percentage of listings that are resale. The red is the percentage of listings that are new construction. And we've got our towns down below here. We've got Rolesville, Wendell, New Hill, Knightdale, Willow Springs, Zebulon, Fuquay, and Wake Forest. And what I would pay attention to this, especially since most of my readers are in the resale market, you really need to pay attention to these areas where new construction is 50% above of what you have on the total market, especially in Rolesville, where new construction makes up 84% of listings. Wendell's at 73%, New Hill's at 66%, Knightdale is at 61%. Now, we've got some new home listing metrics, so you're going to have to pay attention to this graph. The left bar is the percentage of total new home listings that had at least one price drop from original, and then the right bar is the average list price associated with those. So I want you to pay attention to both of these percentages, because let's just take 27616 in Northeast Raleigh. If you have a resale listing in there and 77% of new home listings have cut list price, and the average list price of those listings is $432, and you're going to try and market something north of $400, you better be very aware of that $432 metric. And if you price it above that, odds are, unless there's something really, really special about that house, you're going to wind up in the expired or withdrawn pending and withdrawn segment. So pay attention to each of these across the board, especially more so the average list price of the listings that have a price drop. We've got Rolesville over here, Knightdale here, Garner, Wendell, Wake Forest, and Zebulon. So that being said, let's see if we can kind of create the same chart for resales, because as we said before, with new construction is the elephant in the room, and new construction is dropping list price. Well, guess what has to happen? New construction has to do that as well. Each of these zip codes match up with the prior chart, with the exception of Apex. And the reason Apex shows up here at 58% and 633 is Apex is surrounded by Fuquay and Holly Springs and a lot of new construction. So they are immune. Many of you may know that you don't really have a lot of geographic snobbery in the Triangle. Most people are comfortable living in a lot of different areas of the Triangle, primarily driven by schools, but our schools have gotten so much better that it's really each side of town is an alternative for other sides of town. So therefore, new construction is an alternative in each side of town. So once again, this is Northeast Raleigh. 53% of resale listings have dropped list price. $395 is the average. 58 and 633 in Apex. 60% in Nightdale, which is the highest percentage of resale listings that have dropped price. And then over here at Fuquay of Urena, 55% and an average list price of $528. So, there's a couple things that you can look at. Is price dropping bad? Well, the national media would say that price dropping is indicative of an upcoming bubble. I would disagree with that. I don't think we have a bubble if we have an undersupply of housing. I think what this is what the market needs to do. If you have a list price that the market participants do not view as correct, you better drop it. If nobody dropped their list price, you'd have a stuck market and nothing would sell. So I view price dropping as the market doing what it is supposed to be doing. Now we've got some resale active listing metrics. So we're going to go in days on market bracket. This is really something that is something I've discovered post COVID in 2020, trying to figure out if nothing's on the market, why would market participants know that it's priced correctly or not? And really what I came down to was days on market. And if you can see here, these are days on market, 0 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30, so on and so forth. The red bar is the current list price to original list price ratio, and the blue bar is the average year built. And really what I want to there's two things I want to focus on. As days on market increases, guess what? The cut from original list price increases. So 5% here, 4% here, 3% here, 4% here, 4% here. But really what I want you to focus on is this average year built. Look at this, 1998, 1999, 2000, 1998, 1998. So essentially what you have here is 20 to 30-year-old listings that sellers and listing agents are probably pricing close to new construction, and the buyers are saying, no way, not for a 24-year-old house. I'm not going to pay that money. So pay attention to those things. So we'll wrap it up. Potential reasons for price dropping sellers. Number one is the market share of new construction. Be aware of it within your zip code or within your town. Two, the level of new construction price dropping, specifically what percentages they're dropping and the average list prices associated with those price drop listings. I think the biggest one is the year built of resale listings. And unless it's been totally gutted, which is not really the majority of resale listings, you really have people that are pricing listings kind of going with a little geographic snobbery in the fact that they don't think anything's for sale around them. And that may or may not be true. But as I said, if there's nothing for sale in a market except for one house that's 20 or 25 years old and they don't really like it because they have to do a lot to it, they'll go live someplace else. And then you show up on the price drop listing category. And market reacts to list prices in 10-day increments. As I've spoken to many offices, you need to sit down at initial list and have a conversation with your seller and say, hey, if we don't have offers or showings on that 11th day, we need to cut the list price, and 1 or 2%, whatever you decide upon, and then you need to revisit it in 10-day brackets if nothing happens. So that's a lot to digest here. I appreciate you sticking with me on that. Once again, my services are appraisal, mortgage, relo, attorney, sellers, and buyers. Subscribers to the TAR Report Consulting. I've got capacity in all of those. If you like this report, give me a thumbs up on it. Subscribe to the TAR Report YouTube channel. If you want information about subscribing to the TAR Report, please visit www.tarreport.com, and we will see you next time.